Hi, my name's Kieran Evans. I'm from New Zealand. This presentation is for assignment 2 of the Introduction to Music Production. I'll very briefly be showing you how to set up a DAW, in this case Reaper, for creating a project. Okay, the first thing we want to do is we want to open Reaper. Once we have Reaper open, we're looking at the empty tracking screen. First thing we want to do is click on File and Project Settings. This opens a screen with 4 tabs. The first of these tabs is Project Settings, and you'll see the very first thing on this tab is the project sample rate. Drop this box down, we can set this to 4800, 4100. We can go as high as 9600. This is of course dependent on your hardware. The suggestion on the course is to use 4800. Personally I use 4100, so I'm going to leave it at that. On the screen you can also set the beats per minute for your project, the time signature. We can also set a number of other things, including the default pitch shifting mode, which is choosing which algorithm we'd like to use to do the pitch shifting within our project. The second tab is Media. You'll find there's a box here that says Path to Save Media Files. If we type a name of a folder in here, and I'm going to type Audio, then all our media files will go into a separate folder called Audio. Here we can set what type of file type we want to use for our recording files. We can choose FLAC, OGG, AIFF, WAV, which is what I'm going to leave it set to, and we can choose the WAV bit depth, which I'm selecting 24-bit. The Advanced tab usually would never even touch, and I would suggest leave it to the defaults. The last tab in Reaper is Notes, where we can put notes about the project, and that's it for the project settings. Click OK. The second thing is to save our project and give it a name. So we click on File, Save Project As. In this case I'm going to call the project Test 6. Now here we can also select this tick box which says create a subdirectory for the project. If this box is ticked, it means that Reaper will automatically create a folder for the project and name it along with the file name. It's suggested that you have a folder for your projects. In this case I in fact have a complete drive called projects. The last thing we want to do is we want to take a look at our hardware settings. If we look up in the top right hand corner of Reaper, you'll see information relating to your hardware. If you click on this, it will open the device audio settings. Okay, in this instance I'm using the Focusrite Sapphire, which is using ASIO drivers. Usually in Reaper, if you clicked on the button down here that says ASIO configuration, this would open your control panel settings for your audio card. With the Focusrite device, this doesn't actually work. So what we need to do is we need to open the Sapphire mix control panel that came with the Focusrite. Now while this looks very confusing, the only section we really are interested in is down here that relates to the hardware. Now the bottom button where it says settings, if we click on this and go to ASIO buffer size, this is where we can set our sample size for our input. The suggestion for recording is to set the buffer size to 128 samples. This is of course dependent on the computer you have and how tuned it is. This particular machine runs very smoothly at 64, so I'm going to leave this set to 64 samples. Now that you've saved your project and you've set the project settings and the hardware settings, you're ready to start setting up your actual project and recording. So thank you for listening, and I hope you do well on the course, and see you next time.